Hello and welcome back to the Connect Realty podcast. We're back again. Was this episode 4?
4.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it going. I know we had some goals last week, and we just weighed in. So I hit a plateau. Definitely hit a plateau. 200 pounds on the dot. How you guys feeling?
That also wasn't a proper weigh-in, though. You have to weigh in early in the morning so that you don't have any fluids or food in you. You probably would have weighed in. What would you take off, like a pound or two?
Probably 2, yeah.
I mean, I feel heavier than I did last week. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but I've been hungry or hungrier. I just feel like bigger. I don't know. I don't like that feeling. I want to run more or something. I ran last week though, so that is kind of weird. But I mean, you're down big.
Almost
15 pounds?
15, yeah, almost 20. Maybe we hit the 20 by week 4.
You'll hit 20 by next week for sure.
20 by next week?
Yeah.
Is it all diet mostly, or you been doing the workouts?
I would say so. Just
switching
eating a
it
lot
up
less than I usually would, and the workouts as well. Doing a lot of yoga. Yoga's, I mean, you're sitting in basically a sauna room and doing a HIIT workout. Like burpees.
How many
jumping jacks?
How many times did you go to yoga last week or this weekend?
Just twice.
Yeah, I think that's important. Like when you're working out, like don't just do the same stuff, right? Like switch it up, because that's gonna make your body work differently and then like help you lose weight.
I don't know, man. I keep it the same, and it's like a full body workout when I go. Just kind of whatever machine's available. I'll do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, and just alternate for about 30, 40 minutes, and then. But I start with stretching. Like I'll get in there, stretch for 15. I don't do any cardio.
You've been hitting the gym pretty consistent this week?
Yeah. And then sauna after for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I hit the sauna this morning. I think sauna is like a must-have. You have to.
Yeah.
I have to do it. I feel weird if I don't. Yeah. So big week for us here at Connect. We officially turned 2.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like it feels like, I guess, like a lot longer, but at the same time, like I could still see like we're still a baby, right? Like we've been putting so much work into this business and the company. It's like we've done so much in a short amount of time, but then we look back and it's like it's still a short amount of time, right? Like they say the days are long, but the years are short. Kind of feeling. At least that's the feeling I have.
I have the same feeling though. It feels like it's been a long time.
I know. It feels like it's been a long time since Carlos has joined, and it's only been.
It's gone fast.
3 months?
4 months?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the 5th.
5th month. We need to get an escrow for you, baby. I feel it coming. Let's get that buyer that you met on Sunday at the open house. So yeah, I mean, behind the scenes, we're still grinding. I had opened up 2 escrows this last week. I put in a post on Instagram. It could have been 4, but my clients actually turned down 2 accepted offers. So, yeah, I mean, that happens. Sometimes it's for the better. Most of the time it's for the better, right? We're always in this to help our clients end up where they belong and where they're going to feel comfortable and happy, because that's going to take that relationship to a different place, right? Like we say, relationships don't start once we close. That's when they begin. And if you're just trying to sell a house to someone for a paycheck, that's what it ends up becoming. And kind of, they'll have some ill feelings or something towards you if, you get them into a house with needs a lot of work, or it's going to be a project where they just don't think it's the right fit for them. And especially at a time right now where people are paying the highest payments that they've ever paid, right? Like affordability is not friendly right now. So if you have clients out there, or your agent, or if you're looking for a house, be picky, right? That's fair. I would say it's fair. What's your guys' input on that?
Yeah, I completely agree. Back to you saying that the relationship begins when escrow closes. I found that to be true. Just this weekend, I was able to move in some tenants for an 18-month lease on a condo that I sold a client. 2 months ago, maybe. and she's super grateful. Like, she's super happy. She referred me one of her friends that's looking. So yeah, start of a long relationship. She might help me, or she might ask me to help out with the tenants. So, you know, we're gonna be in touch for a long time.
And then you showed the tenants the property.
I showed the tenants the property. Yeah, they're new here. They're from out of state, and they just kind of wanted to get a feel for, you know, what $600,000 buys in San Diego, and it's a 2-bedroom condo right now.
Yeah. 2-bedroom condos.
Yeah.
I have a client looking for a 2-bedroom condo, but they only want to spend $465.
Yeah. What areas? That's tight, huh? That market.
Yeah, we're like right on the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom cusp right there, but we'll find something. It's been tough because really, like I said, buyers are more picky. They have check boxes, right? And if all those boxes aren't checked, why spend $4,000 a month on a mortgage, right? So we got to find the right thing for them.
What are your thoughts on like home prices? Do you think at some point home prices are gonna get so high that like basically every home's gonna have to be like remodeled, I guess you can say, in order to meet the highest standard?
I think it's already the case, kind of, right? Right now, the houses that are selling are the nice houses, right? If it's not a nice house and it needs a lot of work, then we see it sitting on the market for a long time and getting these price reductions. So, yeah, to answer your question, I think that totally makes sense, right? Like, people are very picky right now. They're spending a lot of money, and they want to have everything done. We're seeing a lot of the inventory that's coming on the market right now is people that have to sell, right? Death, divorce, you know, something along that lines, moving out of state. A lot of these houses they're ran down, or they've been rentals for a long time. And it takes a certain buyer to buy those places, whether that's an investor and they want a deal. But if you're just out there shopping the market and willing to pay top dollar, I don't think you're paying top dollar for a bad product.
Yeah, you're not paying top dollar for something that, you know, is going to need work the second you walk into it. You pay top dollar for something that's done. You just move your furniture in, and that's it.
Which, I mean, it might be too, in different areas, right? Different price points, it might be different. But that wasn't the case 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it was like, dude, there's a house, boom, 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 40K over, right? Like 60K over. And it didn't matter how the house looked. People were like, we're just going to get into it. And I know that has a lot to do with the affordability and the interest rates. But, I mean, I think right now people are more picky about what they want because they're spending so much. All those boxes have to be checked. And I agree with it. I wouldn't want to spend, you know, a crazy amount of money if it wasn't what I truly wanted, you know. But there's always the upside of like, what can this house be, right? So if you're getting a deal, you know, that price was adjusted 5 times or 3 times, been on the market for 90 days or something, and you're actually getting a deal, or they're giving you a lot of credits or something, then that's the case where you're like, okay, buy this, right? Like, this is a deal. You have to explain why it's a deal. You know, if you put $50,000 into this house, you know, you gain $150,000 of equity. It's kind of a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, I have a client just this weekend that we wrote an offer on for a property that's listed at $675. We wrote an offer in at $715 on it, and he's going in with that mindset that, you know, what can this property become with
some
with
sweat equity.
Yeah, exactly. With a little bit of work, you know, another 100.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've seen them there like $850, right? That's kind of what the price point is. It's crazy because there's a house that came up for sale right across the street from me. The old man that lived there, he passed away, and I guess the family trust sale, they're selling it off. But the house is completely, like, I did a little video.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's completely original and no view, because the front of it is my house, and my house is going to take up the whole view pretty soon. And that's listed at 1.3, right? Now, at that point, are you just buying the land because the layout of the house is not good, and like literally you're buying it to put money into it because all the customized like done up houses around there sell for $2 million, you know? So it's truly an investment unless you plan to live, you know, in that house the way it's currently configured.
Do you think there's a limit to how much, like, the price of properties can go up based on how they currently are? Because,
well, I think we've hit the limit, right?
It's starting to plateau.
Well, I think that's what happened, right? Like we're constantly battling affordability, right? So as the rates stay where they're at, we keep bouncing off of the roof, and like it's just too high. People are not affording it, and those houses just sit, right?
And that's exactly the reason you're seeing price reductions. Price reductions, you didn't see them, like Clint was saying, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. You see a house go and then 40K over instantly.
Yeah.
Now, you know, you see 20, 30, 40K drops.
And that one of the reasons is affordability, yes, and the other reason is that the houses need work, right? A great example of that is, I think, Bloomfield, right? We put it on the market $795, which there's comps for it, right? But the market was just not taking that price because of the interest rate. So we reduced it to $775, and boom, you know, it's in escrow now. We're going to close on Friday. So it just really comes down to like what's that hitting the market at the right time and where that affordability lands. Because there's nothing wrong with that house. It's a little bit smaller on the smaller side, but everything's completely done to it, right? So when you have a product, it's always what the market's gonna pay for it, right? And if the market can't afford it at that time because of the rate, that's when we're getting those bounces off of the ceiling. Now, I still believe at $775 is a good price for that house, considering that it's smaller. They only lived there 2 years, and you know they bought it for $699 2 years ago. So think about it's like $75,000 in 2 years, 10% jump. So what else you guys got for this week? Any new challenges? How's your goals going?
They're going well. You know, I've picked up a couple clients along the way. It's just kind of a lot of people who either aren't ready right now or are barely dipping their toes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what's to come. And I can see things picking up in the next couple of months. It's just all a matter of time. But yeah, I'm enjoying every second of it, picking up these clients, talking to people. It's a very fun industry to be in so far.
Nice. Like it.
Yeah, right now I think you're kind of at a point where you're building momentum, like you're pushing a snowball up a hill, right? Mm-hmm. At some point it's going to start going the other way where, you know, escrows start coming in, referrals start coming in, and all the effort that you're putting in right now for these past 5 months, it'll start getting a little bit easier as it goes along.
Yeah, especially as the market changes too. As we have a cut in the rates, like you're gonna see more and more buyers that are able to afford homes, right, come out, and then more people to work with. Like you said, right now, people are dipping their toes in the water because they're like, we've been fed all of this negative, news about bad interest rates, not a good time to buy, right? But when that flips, it's crazy how fast that happens, right? Then all of a sudden everybody's trying to buy, right? And you could kind of feel it right now. It's summertime, people are out and buying. I picked up 3 or 2 new escrows last week, and like it could have been 4, but like you said, people are just still barely putting their toes in, right? And the biggest thing that you can do while this is happening is educate. Teach them about the market. Teach them about why right now is an opportune time to buy per situation, right? If you can afford it and you know rate cuts are coming up, buy, because you could refinance and get it. You know, you could lock in the price now. Personally, I think, going back to your question about price points, I think prices are going to continue to rise in San Diego. I don't see it stopping for any reason. We still have low inventory. If they do price cuts, if they do rate cuts, that's just going to bring back more buyers that are just sitting on the sideline waiting for the rates to be cut. And with this low inventory, everything's gonna be gone again.
I guess like my thought is like at some point it's gonna have to be all the current homes are gonna have to be completely renovated in order to keep up with that increase now, or are the whole current homes gonna continue to increase? And like where, I guess my question is like, where does the value come from at that point, other than what the people were willing to pay?
Well, the value comes from scarcity, right? If there's no houses out there, then that's why our value of our homes here in San Diego are still going up, right? Everything that they're building right now is like this close together, like wall to wall or townhouse or apartments, right?
And they just broke ground on that the 1,500 condo units here in Chula Vista.
Yeah.
Right by the bayfront.
Yeah, I mean that's just.
And those are gonna be, I don't know what,
$700,000 condos.
Just, stacked on top of each other, sharing walls.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Clint was saying, the value is in, I guess, these existing homes out here that have
space,
actual yards.
Yeah, yards. You're not sharing a wall with your neighbor. That's where the value always comes from, is scarcity and the inventory, right? We have low inventory. Now, if they cut rates, remember we talked about people being picky. If they cut rates, people are just gonna jump back in and like, I don't care, just give me a house again. That's what's gonna happen. My personal opinion, right? Will it lock up some inventory that's locked up? Sure, but what does that do? Those people that are selling need to buy too. So there's a lot of more movement that could happen with lower rates, but I don't think that this crazy rush of inventory is coming anytime soon, right? Especially once rates drop, the people that bought, within the last year and got like some amazing deals are going to be able to refi into better loans. So, I mean, value always comes from scarcity is like the main point I think you take away from that. But affordability will always run the market, right? Like if it becomes more affordable, more people are going to jump in. And when it becomes more affordable to buy, like rents keep going up. So it just makes more sense, right? Especially in a place like San Diego, we're kind of like our own economy, right? We have the Navy that keeps us alive because they're always buying, because they have their housing allowance, right? And that just got a raise. So what happens when that gets a raise? They're able to buy something higher, and that gets a raise every year based on cost of living. And then we're pretty much landlocked, right? We have nowhere to grow in terms of staying in San Diego. Yeah, you could go to Hemet, go where where they're building houses, but then you're gonna be driving an hour to San Diego, right? So here in San Diego City, there's not really places to build houses, and that's why houses stay up to value. But yeah, I mean, I still think we're undervalued because look at LA, San Francisco, and now with the world changing, like really the world is changing. We're able to work from, a lot of people are able to work from wherever they want to work.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could have a remote job and your base is in San Francisco. You go up there once a month. And you live in San Diego, and it's cheaper to live here, so why not? It's better to live here. The weather's better, the food is better, everything's better. So I see us surpassing those big areas. How does that look like? I mean, it might take a while, just because the jobs, like we have to have more jobs here. But like someone wrote on one of our Instagram posts this week, is like we need to see more articles.
Yeah, I saw that guy's comments. More like chip manufacturing here, and
we need to see more articles about jobs, right? But truthfully, we're growing because jobs don't have to be here for people to work here.
Yeah,
people are coming here to work because it's such a great place to live, and that's gonna drive up prices of homes, right? No one wants to live in San Francisco no more. It's like Walking Dead over there. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. But they still have the highest price homes in California, right? Like it goes San Francisco and then LA and then here. So I mean, personally, I'd rather live here. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm born and raised and I love it here, but I would not want to live in LA or San Francisco.
Yeah, having lived in LA for the majority of my life, we're never going back. Yeah.
Like,
What part of LA did you live in?
Pomona.
Pomona.
Yeah, so it's
It's a better area.
35 minutes from downtown. Better area than what?
Or I don't know. Like, is it a good area there? I guess.
No.
What's like the better areas in?
but it's not okay. It's not a good area. But what's the average home sales price?
Like the house that I grew up in is probably like 650.
650.
And it's a 3-2, maybe 7,000 square foot lot.
So compare. Well, I guess there's no 650 houses here anymore, right? Everything's 750.
No.
But if you had to compare, it would be like
But if you
National
go,
City.
yeah,
Something like
I would
that.
say it's like National City. But if you go, National City is a good comparison because if you go 10 minutes north to Claremont, minimum, you need $1 million to get into a house, into that same square footage house.
Yeah. Which, I mean, all the prices in those areas are going up too, right? Like there's going to be no house under $1 million pretty soon. Like in all California, it's going to be like, you own a house in California, you own $1 million house.
Right. Yeah.
So stack as many as them we can, because if you could get them at 650, then you're gonna go with $1 million, right? That's why I've been saying, buy Chula Vista, because we've seen it happen in the last year. Literally, it was 650 and now it's 850, right?
Yeah.
The next jump up from 850 is gonna be $1 million. Like it's already there, and there's already houses in Chula Vista that are $1 million.
And they're not that impressive. I mean, we've seen a couple before. The one I'm going to go look at is a 2-1, 780 square feet, and it's at 725.
Yeah. The escrow that I opened today, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It has tenants in there for the last 15 years. It's right up against Southwestern College. 800,000. Oh, sorry, it's 4-bedroom, 2-bath. No, it's a house. 800,000. And the houses in that neighborhood are already selling for $9 million. We just happened to get a deal because we have to deal with the tenants. We have a 60-day escrow, so I don't know. The houses, Chula Vista, they're gonna hit $1 million by next 3 years, I would say. Which is why I invested here. That's why I bought here. Once they open that bayfront, like, it's gonna go crazy, especially like all the new condos they're putting in there. I mean, just the bayfront alone is bringing a lot of jobs, right? But then look what they're doing now in East Lake or Otay Ranch. Like, they're building the campus over there, tech headquarters. Amazon is already running over there. Like, there are jobs here, but I think that's not necessarily what you have to look at. It's just how many people are actually moving to San Diego. They say a lot of people are leaving the state, but those are people that can't afford to live here. Now, people that can afford to live here are moving here from other places. What's your take on that?
So that was a lot to take in.
It's a lot of taking.
Does it like scare you? Like the home prices are gonna continue to rise?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems like printing money out of thin air almost. Like how is it that the property value is gonna start off at 70,000 and increase, I'm not too sure. It's case by case, but let's say theoretically it started off at 70,000, increased to, would you say like even 800,000 probably a house now?
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy that it can increase that much, and the possibility of it even doubling from where it's at now, price wise and aesthetic wise. Like, it just kind of seems like it doesn't really match up. Like, at some point it's gonna have to be like a wipeout of the current homes replaced with newer homes, kind of like what you're doing, in order to keep up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a lot of people who own their houses outright, right? And they're staying in their houses forever. They pass them down to their kids. And, like, you could see, like, looking out the window, right? Like, there's old houses here in Chula Vista, right? There's still a lot of homes that could be remodeled, or a lot of development that can happen. But sometimes those people, or, the owners of those houses, they plan to never sell. They pass it on to their kids, and that's why they stay like that,
Yeah, and I can guarantee you that was the case of the one we saw last week on Church.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how it was 70s in there, super, everything.
Yeah, I mean, you go into, I would say, a high percentage, maybe 50% of the houses in San Diego, and they're old, right? Like, not every house is remodeled. you know, just going out and seeing houses. Like a lot of the houses were like remodeled during the 70s or the 90s, right? And then now we're in 2020. Like everything usually needs a fresh look, but the houses are not being turned over. They stay within the family. Even my house, like I own like a house from the 50s. It's completely original. I'm lucky to be able to put money back into the house and upgrade it, but I'm sure there's other houses in that area, like the house that's for sale across the street, right? Like
that was a 1937 house, and it looks like it was remodeled maybe 1 time, 2 times.
Yeah.
And that's it. Here we are in the future.
Yeah. 100 years later, right? And people still have the same walls, the same roof. Like,
do you think if that property remained like that in 10 years, it could double from what it is
this
now?
One?
Yeah.
Double? Possibly.
I mean,
yeah.
Or...
Because there's going to be properties that still look like that in 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? But the value is going to be, theoretically, it's going to go, it's going to double.
That's what's crazy to me. I feel like, I don't know what that sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy, especially if you look like outside of San Diego, right? Like Jamon has a house for sale in Little Rock, Arkansas right now for like $50,000, and it's like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. I'm like, $50,000 sounds nice, you know. We're still yet to go out there and see it, right? But there's a reason that houses in San Diego are worth more, right? We're like we said in our market there, destination. Or desired destination, right? A destination location.
You know, a fun thing to do every now and then is to go on Zillow, see what you can get for $500,000 across the country, and some places are straight mansions. I'm talking like 4,000 square feet, swimming pool, the whole 9.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Like I show Veronica every now and then. I'm like, hey, you want to move to?
Let's sell the condo.
Let's sell a 1-bedroom, move to Missouri, and
live like kings.
But then a tornado comes in. And
a tornado comes and wipes you out.
Yeah, your house is gone.
Actually, that's a little bit sensitive. I'm fresh. That was a little messed up. Sorry, everyone. But that's what you don't get in San Diego. So come live here, you know.
But you get earthquakes, and it's kind of crazy seeing the tsunami evacuation routes when you go to the bay. Oh, I guess they're all up and down the coast here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to think about. It's never gonna happen, but
if it did, that would be disgusting. The water here is disgusting. The IB water.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Gross tsunami.
We went to Coronado over the weekend, and there was like the pollution signs everywhere. I was like, man, I don't want to go in there. Yeah, we gotta fix that problem. Beaches. We had beautiful beaches, and they're polluted.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But yeah, I think that should wrap us up for this week. Let's keep hitting our goals, right? Big on hitting our goals. I'm super happy to make it 2 years. It doesn't feel like it. It's crazy. And we're going to go out to celebrate this week and then have something for our clients. So we'll be doing a client appreciation event before the end of the summer. Got to plan it out a little bit and continue to roll on, going on to year 3. Pumped for it.
Excited, yeah.
We gotta put out some more content, do some more videos. Hopefully we could chop this up into some videos. That'd be cool.
We can even get the last episode updated up on
figure
Spotify.
It out. We're still learning, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. How's the audio? The audio's a lot better. I think it sounded a lot better from the video. But remember to hit subscribe, follow us, share, like, comment, something. We'll respond to you. We appreciate everybody that listens to this. Until next week.
Stay connected.
See ya.